right, my friends, welcome back. We are set up for a legendary showdown here for you today. I will be joined by Zeus in a little bit, but right now we've got Benji versus Frostbite, and oh wow, this is gonna be a crazy one. We've got two runners with absolutely dazzling times, some of the fastest dudes out there today. And I'm pumped up. I gotta ask, Frostbite, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, thank you. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. Are you excited for this this upcoming match here?
I'm excited for Benji to get world record. That's for sure.
Benji, I'll ask you the same. How are you doing today? Are you excited for the race? What's going on?
I'm good, thank you. I'm trying to get more record right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go for some crazy strats.
Ooh, I like that. That's what's up. And you know, anything can happen in a race scenario. It's been a wild time here so far with the CCG 70 Star Open. So you never know what's gonna happen in a race. But I will ask, Frostbite, is there any specific segment or stage or star that you are looking at today to maybe rely on, or something you're worried about? Like, how you feeling over there?
Well, basically, I don't think there's anything I can pretty much rely on since he can just do everything a lot better than me, but I am worried about Womps. Womps is always a pretty hard one to do consistent, especially in races, so we'll see how that goes.
I can relate to that. I feel that on a primal level myself. Benji, I'll ask you, anywhere in the run specifically you're looking towards today?
TC probably. Kind of scared of TC, yeah.
Yeah, the
Very
good
fair.
the good old moving reds.
Oh gosh,
And
always
100 coins.
terrifying. No matter how consistent someone is at that trick, anytime I see them go for it, I'm shaking in my boots a little bit. We got Zeus in here now. Zeus, how are you feeling, my dude? Are you pumped up right now?
Yeah, we got two absolute behemoths going at it right now. Well, in a minute, anyway. And I think we're gonna see some pretty good times. I expect both of you to PB, and if you don't, then you're frauds and need to quit the game forever.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. I think that with that we are ready to rock here. We've got committed PBs from both gentlemen here, and I'm looking forward to a dazzler of a match.
Absolutely.
I think if we're ready, we will rock it on down. Benji, are you ready?
Trying to get my garbage to work, 1 sec.
Yeah, no, hell yeah.
All right, it's
Huge.
working.
Imagine.
Essential.
All right, we good.
Oh, Frostbite, are you ready, my friend?
Yep, I'm all good.
All right, my dudes. Well, y'all can ready up in race time there, and we should be ready to rock. Just stepping after, and we're good to go.
Sounds good.
All right, best of luck to both of you.
Indeed, GL dudes, GL.
Good luck.
Good luck, Benji.
Oh my goodness. And there it is. Here they go. I just gotta say, like, right off the bat, anytime you get to see two people racing of this caliber, I feel like a kid. Like, I'm giddy with excitement in this moment.
Yeah, for sure. It is one of those things of like, I mean, Benji, top 3. And Frost is someone that's been chasing that 47 and is fully capable of it as well. Like, these guys are I mean, you gotta think, like, there are hundreds and hundreds of people that have done 70 star, and these guys are among the best of all of them.
It's actually kind of nuts.
I mean, that doesn't just stick with only these two. Everyone in this competition is they're all among the best, and especially in this S division. I mean, yeah, in the bracket you've got Scythammer, Zine, Callie, Deku, Callie and Deku, of course, have already moved on to winners semis, but like the people that we've got here are just insane when it comes to playing this game. All of them. I mean, I think it was just about everyone in this division has a 48.
It's nuts. And like you hear Frost say something like the intro, something along the lines of, well, Benji has like faster strats. He's generally faster than I am. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you have a 48, there aren't many strats you're avoiding. You're kind of in there. You're in deep. So I feel like in the end, it's just like a lot of like really specific things, like specific details, few frames here, few frames there that Benji can kind of pull off to make the difference in a race like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes to the differences between, again, like a 47 or even a 46 and a 47, and then of course 47 to 48, it really is just down to the movement. Those little differences, tighter turns, more precise kicks, faster side flips, things like that will be the difference in the end. And having those differences are imperative when you're improving.
Indeed. And at the beginning here, I think it's worth noting we're seeing a little bit of divergence in the route. Benji grabbing 2 and Bob with a swift backflip bomb clip. That's just a cool looking trick, man.
Yeah, and let's not forget the fact that he did get Island Hop as well.
Yes, indeed. A little bit of a backup, a little bit of a roadblock on the way to it, but sometimes, like those in a race, especially those little bonks here, bonks there, don't matter. But Benji's going for world record, like we have all said and agreed he's gonna need to lock it up, gonna need to lock it down.
Yeah, and I think it is important to note that even though Frost's personal best is a 48-47 here, he is much like many of the runners in their current positions with their personal bests. He has been on pace for and is very capable of much faster times. I think we've all seen some of his moments on 47 pace, low 48, and Benji, of course, on that mid 46 pace as well. Like, yeah, these guys are way better than their times will give them credit for. It's just they haven't quite found that run yet, and I think that goes for just about everyone as well.
Yeah. It's crazy to see. And like, you think about the 3 main categories: 16, 70, 120. 16, no room for mistakes. You have to be basically like perfect in almost everything if you want to compete at the top. And you would think, like, as you go up 70, you maybe have a little wiggle room. Like 120, there's time. I mean, like, we all saw Ouija like standing there after missing that BLJ, like, do I continue or not? But the way I really see it is that the given how far 70 star has been pushed at this point, I really see almost no room for error at the top here.
Absolutely.
It's kind of insane.
It's very tight to get improvements, and even between these two, even despite their personal bests and really their skill levels being, a minute plus apart, all it takes is one mistake. Like, these guys, it's not like putting a 52 runner up against a 54 runner where, in a lot of those kinds of races, the person with the 52 has a lot more wiggle room in terms of errors that they can make. And I say that because a lot of the time, the difference between those kinds of levels will come down to differences in movement as opposed to strats. So you can recover from those those smaller mistakes at that kind of level if you have the better PB just on better movement. But in this kind of scenario, strats is what kind of starts taking a hold a bit more. Doing those harder strats, saving those 2, 3, 4 seconds on each notable strat. I mean, you're not going to see someone with the 50 to 49 range really doing Salt Cannonless as much as you would see them doing Texture, just because Texture's more consistent.
For sure, and that stuff's all gonna add up, you know. I also think this is pretty cool. You know, we had a little divergence, but the dudes are looking synced up, at least as they're heading upstairs. It might be Frost heading out a bit sooner, and he did mention in pregame that he was a bit worried about Womps, but it seems to have been a solid stage for our guy here.
Yeah, no, very nice. I believe that was a 647 exit, which is absolutely, like, there is no questioning that is exactly what you would be wanting in a race.
Yeah,
like, obviously 6.3x is optimal. That's what you really, really want to see, but anything 6.4x at this level for a race is more than acceptable. We're seeing Benji taking a pretty distinct hit compared to what you would normally see from him, getting a 730 Womps 10. Obviously, him normally getting in the OXs, but he did make a few mistakes, such as missing double jump Owlus at least once. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty distinct time hit for him in comparison to Frostbite.
Yeah,
in fact, I think that might make up the difference from him going for Island Hop.
It could. Frostbite missing one of the first 2 coins in Wing Cap here. Going to lose a little bit of time, but kind of like we're saying, it's like a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, and either one of these dudes can get back into it.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, I think that time loss is only a couple of seconds. I think it's like 4 or 5, depending on how fast the backup is, and Frost's backup was pretty clean. So yeah, I think Benji may... It depends on cycles, because I think Benji is going to be going for Tsukushima cycle in Dark World, as he usually does, whereas Frost will likely only go for Shigeru.
Yeah, and I know Benji just saying it straight off the bat that he's gonna do some hard strats. He's gonna bring it today. So I'm excited to see what his Dark World looks like. Frostbite on pace for Shig so far, looking good.
Yeah, so the difference is going to be apparent more so once Benji's come out of Dark World and Frostbite has done what's it called? Sky jump.
Wing cap, yeah, sky jump.
My favorite strat, being unable to speak. Yeah, sky jump.
It's commentator's specialty, you know what I mean? It's our special move.
Just dropping a bunch of the ums and ahs until eventually we remember what we were trying to say. And Benji already not having the best beginning to Dark World. That's going to be something that Frost wants to capitalize on. Especially since Benji, as soon as he's out of Dark World, it's straight to CCM, unlike Frost, who did not do Island Hop, so he will have to do Sky Jump there first. And knowing Frost, we will probably also see a CCM 18 from him, while Benji will almost certainly go for CCM 17.
Yeah, I think there's some validity in maybe like going for safer strats and like races and stuff like that. But when you are a player of the caliber of Benji and you've already let it known that you're planning on going ham Daniels this race, I don't think that CCM 17 is something you're going to leave out of the run.
I mean, Frost could go either way. He's at the point, like, CCM 17, he may be comfortable with doing the double plus, because, being honest, the easy part of CCM 17 is the 100 coin in CCM. It's the double plus that you need to worry about, because you only get two chances at, or 2 retries. You only get to mulligan that plus twice. After that, you're in real trouble. And we're going to see Benji entering CCM about 3 seconds before Frost, give or take.
It's kind of crazy, and you know that's with I wouldn't say I call them substantial, but you know Benji has not had perfect play so far, and I really think that Frost has taken advantage of that. I'm really excited to see how this goes as the race moves on. Oh, Frostbite! Unfortunate bonk on the wall during pro wall kicks.
Yeah, this is
No!
it's one of those things. I mean, the problem is as well with that lineup, I'm pretty sure he was too high, so he would have needed a 5th frame wall kick there. 4th or 5th in order to make it work anyway. Because if he had gotten 3rd frame or higher, he would have been too high and gotten the glitchy bonk off the ceiling, I believe. So he was in a really awkward predicament. So yeah, no, that was very much so. Get as late as possible of a wall kick or die.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, a death on wall kicks, it's a quick one. It's not like you're dying after coin 8 in Dark World. It's not going to be devastating. Hey, Dark World's over. I can say it.
No, I'm not giving you any flack for that. It's more so just you've triggered the PTSD.
It's bad. It's rough. You know what I mean? It gets real out there real quick.
Yeah.
But I have checked. It does look like Frost is running against CCM 17 split. So I do think that might be the play here. Oh,
Benji's missed 2 coins, so he has to go and get the he has to go and get an extra red coin once he comes out of the race.
And something like that, that's gonna give Frost a little time to scoot back in. It's
and
kind of a
taking a
journey over
bonk.
there.
Yeah, Frost is gonna need that, and it does look like Frost is going for CCM 17. And Frost does have the correct amount of coins, so that time difference is going to be very significant for him. That time save there that he has over Benji with not missing coins is very well needed. Because yeah, Benji going to be exiting CCM at about 13:32. Frost's still a wee ways behind, but again, he's going up against one of the best to ever do it with Benji, so he needs everything that he can get. Looking at about 21-second difference in favor of Benji. Which, I mean, it's not ideal coming out of CCM, but you don't want to be much further than that. And Frost, I'm sure, will be perfectly fine knowing that it's only a 21-second gap, because that is something that can be made up even against Benji.
Indeed, and it's I don't know. You know, you're 14 minutes in, and you're this close to a runner like Benji. I feel like you got to be pretty pumped up. Like, yeah, he got the death in CCM, not great, but for it to be still this close has got to be a little confidence boost.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there is the fact of course, were that CCM death not to happen, they would most likely be synced right now. Like, the death is about 21 seconds. So yeah, had that death not happen, and Frost will recognize that, you know, they are pretty much even. And that's kind of a testament. Like, if Benji dies somewhere in the run, say TTM, THI, that's going to make up the difference. And that's, of course, assuming it's upstairs. Obviously, there are other places. SSL, double plus. If Benji wants to be an absolute maniac, potentially he goes for Flag Eyeless. I do not expect him to, nor do I want him to. But, I mean, it's Benji. He's one of those people that might. Ouija does it, Benji does it. Benji has done it multiple times. Like,
so cool.
You never know.
And well, think about it like this: like maybe in a race scenario, you want to include strats like that to maybe recreate the
Hmm.
pressure of being on pace, get more comfortable with the trick, something like that. You never know how these dudes are going to play for it. As Benji lining up the first Tama gonna be clean in
Beautiful.
the pyramid. You love to see it.
Absolutely immaculate to watch. I think, yeah. That's gonna be, it's gonna be pretty close. And yeah, there are just so many places that you can die in this run. Again, like there's the double place, of which we're seeing Frost getting a very clean first attempt, much like Benji, and Benji getting a very clean second one as well. But it's not about getting in the pyramid; it's about getting the secrets cleanly when it comes to this star. But yeah, as I was saying, like there's so many places to die. You've got the pillarless stars. You've got, say, what? How many stars in LLL could you feasibly die in? I guess primarily you'd be looking at Lava Boost, and we do see Frost here missing his second place attempt there or first place attempt for secrets.
Going to be able to back it up, not necessarily perfectly, but he's really gonna want to nail this second place to keep himself in the game. You know.
Yeah, he
'Cause
needs
let's be
it.
real. It's a race. Anything can happen. Tippy's crazy. Tippy's Tippy's always looming. But if you're 1 star, 2 star, maybe 3 stars behind a runner like Benji, you're putting yourself in a rough spot. And that second plus miss for Frost is gonna be costly.
You're stoking the fire beneath your feet by giving Benji that inch, because he will turn it into a mile. He will turn it into many miles.
He really will. And here's the thing. Some runners, maybe you see you've got a lead, you take your foot off the gas a little bit. I don't think that's something Benji intends on doing at all. And there we go. Frost in with the second plus. You love to see
I don't know if
it.
you saw the
Secrets.
panic. I don't know if you saw the panic on his face there with that tornado. He jumped a little bit.
Oh my gosh. And like another thing, right? It's like you missed the first place. You're like, all right, I got a couple backups left. You missed the second place. You're like, all right, I got a backup left. And you slowly see the backups kind of like fading away.
Dissipate.
So it gets down to crunch time. It gets to the point where you have to do it. And Benji gonna nail Lava Boost. You love to see it.
No double pulse skip, SMH, going to be banning Benji from speedrun.com after him not doing the fastest strat. Unpopular opinion, but double pulse skip isn't incredibly hard once you know the mechanics and actually have the control for it.
You know, I trust you and believe it's one of those strats that like maybe looks harder than it actually is, but I'll be honest, that looks crazy to me, man. I don't know if I'll ever be doing that.
It's one of those things of like it comes down to your timing and your position, as does with most strats. Like if you want to get yourself in a position where you can just hold upright notch and do your kick. And if you know the kick timing, you're fine. Because at that point, once you have the angle right and you've got the timing right, worst case scenario, realistically, you win a little early, you grab the pole, and you lose minimal time to just doing what Frost just did, the regular pole skip method. Optimally, of course, you get the double pulse skip and you save the time, but it's pretty safe once you have the position and timing down. Honestly, like it's something even I go for on a Hori, which I will admit, after trying to come back for Tamario a little bit, now having Usamune, the Hori is not optimal.
Whoa! You're speaking to a fellow Hori gang member over here, man. What do you mean?
It's just my one specifically. My my angles aren't like as good as I immediately thought that they were, but it's also just because I haven't been playing the game much in the last month and a half.
Yeah.
I still
Very
think
fair.
Hori is superior, especially coming out of emulator.
Okay. Phew.
Just because, you know, that change from, I mean, in my case, I was using an Xbox controller. That change from Xbox to OEM is so significant that, you know, Hori's just the better option.
Very fair.
You know, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty
there
good
you
from
go.
Benji.
Yeah, like I feel like Frost has had a couple hiccups, but he's got himself 1 star behind. And you got to say, 21 minutes in, if someone tells you you're racing Benji and that 21 minutes in you're only 1 star behind, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gaming, I'm doing this.
All right, I'm probably on PB pace.
Yeah, right.
Like even with Benji's run right now, like this is still easily a 48 level beginning, easily. Like I'd say, with that kind of run, with his skill, getting that 1x LLL exit, you could probably still honestly get like a 47 5x if you played normally for the rest of the run.
Well, I'm just gonna say this: I believe Frost is going to be opening the door, ready to swim, as Benji's just got 2 more in here, and I don't know. Some of the ways these stars shake down sometimes can skew a little bit. Like Benji's gonna have 33 stars in just a second here, but it's like Manta's a quick one. Manta doesn't take that long. I think what we're really gonna be looking at coming up here is how it shakes down in Fire Sea for both these runners.
Well, also you can't undersell front sub. Missing that is a distinct time loss. And we did see a nice chip clip from Benji, but we have to see how he goes getting onto this submarine. And very, very clean from Benji. Beautiful. Yeah, you're gonna see still about that 1 star difference between the two.
Not bad. And you know, we said it before, but like without that early CCM death for Frostbite, like he's full on neck and neck as far as I'm concerned.
And yeah, we're not going to be seeing a chip clip or a front sub from Frost. He's going back sub, so that will be a couple of seconds time loss over Benji.
Now I wonder if this is part of Frost's normal route. Is this what he does? Is he taking it easy because it's a race? You don't want to be too risky with the front sub, because I feel like the difference in the end, the difference between front and back sub isn't that much, but like those are the few differences that are going to be in a 47 versus a 48.
Yeah, those little things are pretty significant. I mean, even when I was on emulator, you know, the difference there. I mean, I had a near identical personal best on emulator to what Frost does here on N64. Admittedly, I was just never consistent, so I was getting 46 pace runs with the 48, but like you can see that difference between them on any platform. Those differences in movement and in strats. Like again, front sub only saves about a second or 2. I think it's 2 seconds over back sub, but that different, or I think it's more actually on N64 because of lag. I kind of forgotten because I haven't been playing, but like the difference is a couple seconds, and in the grand scheme of things, you know, a couple seconds isn't going to be massive, but in the
Oh no! Frost with a bit of a hiccup.
No!
Ended up ledge grabbing, losing the lava boost, and follows it up with an unfortunate clash with the bully. He still could have hit early Ellie's, but he is going to have to settle after that plummet.
I have never seen anybody draw in sumo, but Frost just did it with that bully.
Oh, Oh, that's absolutely brutal. And that's not an early CCM Death Caliber mistake there. That's you're halfway through the stage and got to figure it out. That is going to be a solid chunk of time. And as we see Benji already making quick work of Wet Dry World here, there's a lot of ground to make up for Frost right now.
I don't think Frost makes it onto the platform. No, he doesn't. So he's going to take another burn. I'm not going to lie, even though as pessimistic as this may sound, that may honestly be a run-losing mistake there. A race-losing mistake. Falling down like that.
We will see. It's not ideal, you know what I mean? But well, let's be real. There's plenty of race ahead. I don't think Whoa, whoa.
Benji.
That was. Did he like just bonk on that amp?
So what happened was he invis walled and then fell down and landed on the flame.
Oh my god. I did not realize you could invis there. I can't wait to experience that myself one day.
It's Mario 64. Every single stage has at least 50 invis walls.
Oh no. Oh, it was a bit of a hiccup, but one thing to note, a 100 coin star like Wet Dry World using this route, like there's no cycle you have to make. There's no pressure on a quick mistake like that. You can just get right back in and it's not going to cost.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that both of these guys get a sub 30 upstairs segment. You know, we want to see these guys do better than like 57s and 56s, but
I believe.
I'd like them to both beat my personal best of 19.
I don't think we have to worry about that, but I do think that this 100 coin from Frost, especially this segment where he could lose the blue, but snags it last second, is gonna be.
I'm unsure as to why he side flipped there when he could have just turned around, like done a wee loop, but
You know,
yeah, that was a little risky from him. I mean, that's a part of speedrunning, though. It's like, you've got to make those split-second decisions. You don't necessarily know if they're going to be optimal or not. You just have to do what seems best in the moment when stuff doesn't go exactly as planned.
Indeed. And Benji there going to be missing the triple jump wall kick. To the top there, gonna have to wrap around the cage. Almost matching a bit of the time loss here for Frost, but realistically speaking, those moments are what Frost is going to have to take advantage of, and he doesn't really have any time to spare of his own at this point.
Yeah, we're going to see a pretty distinct difference between Benji and Frost here, about 3 stars. Benji exiting Wet Dry World while Frost is only really starting.
Yeah.
Now Benji's entering the best stage in the game, Tiny Huge Island.
Oh god. And like, I think to be honest, these 3 stars that Frostbite is behind by, right? Like these 3 stars, that was good. They're not necessarily the longest stars. Like they come pretty quickly. But at some point, you look over and you see like 3 stars, and those 3 stars are hitting a bit different than they would have in maybe DDD or somewhere in the basement.
For sure. And I think for Frost as well, he knows where he's lost those stars in that time. He already knows. There's obviously the death in CCM, the fall in Fire Sea. Those are the only 2 notable mistakes he's actually made in this run, aside from just now obviously failing the triple jump wall kick in Wet Dry World twice now.
Yeah.
Or failing to get through that twice, so that's another time hit. But
yeah,
like, it's not necessarily a case for Frostbite of you know, I've just played poorly overall. He knows where he's made mistakes, and he knows that outside of those mistakes, he's played quite well. But
Yeah,
those
for
mistakes
sure.
that he has made are very significant. I mean, the death, 2 falls, and in Wet Dry World, and a fall all the way down to the beginning of Fire Sea as well. You know, those are very significant mistakes. Benji long jumping into the star.
Hell yeah. And it's looking like a still. I mean, at this point, it's an entire THI lead. You know what I mean? It's a full stage lead for Benji. He has maintained his pace a bit. Nothing crazy. A few hiccups here and there, but he is really making moves right now.
For sure. Whew, I went a little lightheaded there from having not eaten yet.
Oh my gosh. Dude, we gotta make sure we're taking care of ourselves, dude. We gotta be able to commentate. We gotta be able to go.
Don't be like me, viewers. Don't be like me. Actually eat. I ordered Subway, but I should have done it sooner.
Now, this long jump ledge grab side flip there that Benji just did, I would assume, and of course, when I do that, I'm always ready to be wrong. I would assume that he goes for the long jump wall kick generally. Do you think he was like feeling a little shaky there, or just wanted the consistency of it, or I wonder?
I think it's more of a safety thing, honestly. It could also, but it also very well could just be that. Because the higher that you get the wall kick off of that wall, the more likely you are to ledge grab. On top of obviously getting the second... On top of also getting the second frame wall kick. So the higher you wall kick off of it, the more leeway you have for your actual wall kick frame. So he would have probably been trying to wall kick as high as possible and then ended up ledge grabbing. And it does look like that's the case, because he did say it was an accident.
Yeah, there we go. And you know, like sometimes I wonder, you know what I mean? Because like, I mean, these dudes are both fast as hell. But coming up next, the winner of this match is gonna face the winner of Scythamer versus Zine in like that's a lot. Those are some hefty opponents there, you know what I mean? So it's like, not only do you have to win this race, you gotta take on that challenge too, and it's it's wild out here.
I think Benji's playing quite well. I have an inkling that he may potentially want to race Zine, just because that's one of his that's one of his closest friends, obviously. Everyone loves racing their friends in tournaments. That's like a massive thing that I always see is, you know, you one of your friends is in the bracket as well. You want to race them just because you get that friendly rivalry there. I have, you know, I would like to see. This is just the smaller side is that's linked to that. I would like to see at some point in a tournament Benji and then either D whatever or Zine or someone racing, but they're in the same room while they're racing.
That would be great.
Obviously, not quite to the same effect of like a live event such as Pace or Break the Record or any of that, but like just in a regular tournament, just have 2 guys that are racing that are in the same room for the race on different N64s, just in different corners of the room.
And then maybe we'll have a specialty show match where they're both in the same room, but they can physically restrain the other from completing any sort of Mario tasks.
I'm just imagining someone's on PB pace into bits in the race. The other person's losing, and they're like, you know what? If I'm going down, you're going down with me.
Like on the internet recently,
runs over and grabs their thumb so they can no longer move the controller. Have to do Bowser in the sky with their other hand.
I've seen recently like videos on the internet of people doing like judo in cars. It's like 2 people verse each other in the car, like getting their judo on, and like I just think that maybe it would be a funny element to include a physical, physical element in a Mario race scenario.
I just want to point out that movement that Frost did for Reds. That was... I've never seen that. That looked incredible.
That was cool. That was very, very cool. Hey, it's just on Reddit, man. I'm not on some, like, I'm not, like, cruising the deep web. I'm not like, oh, no, Frostbite! Gonna clip through, going for breezeful. That stinks. That stinks, man. That's not the most costly death. That's not the worst time amount ever, but that just doesn't feel good.
I think Frost has accepted his fate here.
We've seen the call
Benji
for,
is over. Benji is over an SL ahead at this point.
We've seen the call by Frost for Benji to beat his PB, so he could say there was nothing he could have done. And I'll be honest, I feel that on a primal level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the race is not over yet. But let's be real. Benji does not seem to be slowing down.
You know, that's how I've felt every single time I've had to race Callie in an event, and I always have to race him round one. Every time I'm in a tournament with him, it's always me versus Callie round one. I hate it. So I always hope that he beats my personal best if he's gonna beat me.
Yeah,
because then I can say, well,
play.
Usually he does, because he's just that much better than me. But
you know, sometimes history repeats itself, and there's nothing you can do.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you're up against Benji. There aren't a lot of people that can beat him. I mean, even, like, I would say Callie and Scythammer, both extremely consistent high-level runners. Even they would struggle to keep up with him. And obviously, Benji's not always going to be playing at that 46 level, low 47 level in races. You know, a lot of the time you'll see him playing high 47 paces, and with the consistency of Scythammer and Callie, you know, those are guys that very well can play like that in a race.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know, I think that's just one of the exciting elements of, you know, of a tournament, of a Mario race. It's like, you know what you're capable of, like, on the day-to-day for the most part, and, like, you know, like, you can get, like, this type of run, that type of run, but when you're head-to-head, it's like, it really anything could happen. Like, there's this extra element of unpredictability that you can't necessarily account for when you're running on your own.
Benji did not do the C-up slide. Can we disqualify him from this race? I think Frostbite deserves the win now.
I'm tweeting GTM right now. Hold on.
Knowing GTM, he's probably lurking right now in this stream.
GTM did win
everywhere.
Best Chatter in the SM64 community. I think that's, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't get to see the SM64 awards this year.
It was good. I'm sure the VOD is up. I will go cruise back through there because there was some straight up gold.
I absolutely will be looking at that one when I can find it. No, because I wanted to watch it, but I forgot when it was, and ended up missing it completely, and then just never really got around to looking at the VOD.
Hell yeah! And there we go. Check this out. At about 39:40 something, Benji moving into Tippy. It is time for Rainbow Ride. At this point, Frost is gonna need something big, something monumental, something catastrophic here.
We need Benji to die at the very end of TTC 100.
Oh no, I don't wish that on anybody, but theoretically speaking, that is the caliber of incident we would need here.
But that's not all.
But that's not all. It needs to happen again. No, I'm just kidding.
He needs to not only die at the end of TTC 100, but he also needs to fail moving reds. He needs to have the Benji moment, obviously, of like He misses the star after spawning it, and then he needs to miss it again when trying to back it up.
Oh my god. Looked like Benji was initially going for a Lakitu bounce there. Maybe something was off, the angle, the camera, I'm not sure. But he did end up going for reds the first time around. Second time in, he is gonna grab cruiser and clean it up. But yeah, you know.
Benji did not go for buttless. He hasn't gone for a couple of his usual strats. I think he's scared of Frostbite, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Frost is a man with riz. He's a man with glorious hair, and he's a man with skill and commitment. I would be terrified of him if he showed up in my doorstep.
You know what? And I'm going to agree with everything you said, and the most part being the time you used Riz. I thought that was on point and true, to be honest. But you know, for buttless, I think anyone who is interested in the trick, I would go check out Liam's channel. I think he's really been like putting in some time on that star and really been picking it apart in ways we haven't seen before.
Wait, Liam still exists? I forgot he exists. My bad.
Oh yeah, that's like he's late
I thought he
night
went
man.
to the Shadow Realm.
No, he just spends 3 hours per stream grinding buttless, which is pretty tight. And here we go though. This is the moment that we are potentially anticipating, waiting for the 100 coin in TTC from Benji. Now at the beginning of the race, Benji did mention TTC as a point of interest. I think that probably goes for everyone's run that includes this stage, but we're gonna see how it goes right now.
Nah, me, I never make mistakes in TTC. Who could possibly make mistakes in TikTok clock? It's a joke of a stage.
I agree.
Like, I'm gonna be honest right here. Bowser in the Fire Sea is a scarier stage than TikTok clock. Like, Big Boo's haunt is harder than TikTok clock.
Tell him! I support it.
TTC is the easiest stage in the game, even easier than Princess Secret Slide.
We're speaking it into truth over here, chat, and you know we appreciate your support. We're changing the game here.
For real.
Now, I'll be honest though, with Benji securing that TTC 100 coin star there, I feel like Frost is gonna maybe need a favor from the witch that stole Lunar Jump's voice at one point last year if he's gonna pull this off right now.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna need the blessing of Lunar Jump, to be honest. Which he just got it because he died on Tricky Triangles.
Oh no. And I'll be real. I feel like against most human beings, Frost would be doing all right now. I feel like most humans on this planet that have played this game, you'd be in a great spot at a time like this, at this point in the run, but Benji is not one of those humans. Benji is built different. He's like you said, top 3, one of the fastest dudes in the entire world, and even with some mistakes, Benji is kind of proven that he deserves to be held in that regard.
Yeah, and he can owe it all to the fact that he's Austrian.
Hell yeah.
Just a very, very weak reference to the Hungry Box moment. The Hungry Box moment with MK Leo talking about how he is Mexican. Yes, Benji is Austrian, therefore he is the GOAT. That's how it works.
I'm in.
There's too much Japanese and American domination in this game. We need other countries. to join in on the fray. Like, where are my European runners at?
It's a fair question. I think they're chilling and playing GeoGuessr with me on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need the South American runners and the European runners to just kick it up a notch a bit.
We think you're doing a great job, Wilco. We think everyone's holding it down. But look at this. That's the thing right there. You do the whole TTC. It's like, I think in a race especially, I don't know what everyone's doing on the regs, but grabbing Toad after TTC is just like a huge brain play. It's like, you think I got one more star? Psych, it's Toad. I'm out of here.
I will say kind of back on that topic of like, you know, Europe and South America got to kick it up a notch. I will say I've kind of given up on getting Oceania runners into the fray again, because there's only like 2 New Zealanders and like 4 Australians that exist in this community at this point that actually run the game.
I will say though, I think the Enye community between like Latin America and Europe as well is pretty strong. There's a lot of homies out there, a lot of fast homies too.
In the Latin community, was it?
Yeah, like basically that whole crew. The shout out the Enye Discord, man. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I used to hang out with those guys for a while as well.
Hell yeah. And there we go.
Benji. We got Ryan DiCiello.
Through bits into throws. That is a quick 1-2 and the quick spin for 3. That is gonna be the race there. Pulling
and a
off
47.
a 47 Frost
57,
Swish.
I believe.
Frost
47,
Swish
57. Yeah.
Came true. Benji did take down his PB, and maybe a bit of a sigh of relief there, even though he has lost. Frost put a great race together, but GG's in the chat. Very well done, Benji, with a 47-57. Man, what a race.
Benji is an absolute beast. I'm just gonna quickly start on my subway because I can't hold back the hunger anymore.
It's okay. I think we're all doing a good job here. And you know what I will say? You love to see Frost holding it down, going to clean up these last 2 stars before cruising through bits here, and I think that's a huge play. It was a great race from both dudes. In the end, Benji's 47 was what we'll call insurmountable for Frost, who had a couple mistakes that he was not able to overcome. But you know, everybody happens to everybody. I think we can all realize that we're all mortal in this Mario world for the most part, and I think that both runners today have put on a performance that they should be proud of.
Absolutely.
Indeed. And here we go. I got a feeling right now that we are going to get an absolute master class performance in bits from Frost right now. So
I'm gonna laugh if he dies.
Hold on to your seats, chat. This is coming in hot. I'm letting you know this. This is gonna be a premiere performance. There we go. Clean movement so far. Frost on pace for something solid.
If he had died, I would have laughed so hard after you said
No way. You know, anything I say has no effect on the game. You know, there's no caster's curse. I'm gonna say what I gotta say to make a cool race go down. And look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Skirts around the Goomba. I was nervous for a second, but knowing Frost, I should not have been at all. 3 throws left for our dude Frost here. He's gonna clean this up real nice. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pumped. That's one for our guy right there. Can we get the second for Frost? Not going to connect, but hey, he's got a smile on his face. He knows what he was up against today. It was gonna be tough no matter which way it shook down. But that, I don't know. I thought that one was gonna hit. I think Frost just got robbed there on that throw attempt. What the heck, man?
Yeah, no, he's being toyed with by Bowser.
Okay. No, Mario just be like that sometimes. And there we go.
Shrando in chat saying, quote, I can get a 45. A 47 is nothing special. And you know what? I agree.
I believe in Shrando. I'll say that. Oh my God! What has he done now?
He died.
Oh no, Frost! The elusive misstep there, but no, Frost, you're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Oh my God! It's always
okay,
a wild
Frost.
time. Always
It's okay.
a wild time here in the CCG 70 star open. But you know, while we conclude this, I do believe we have our guy Benji unmuted here. Benji, are you with us? GG, sir. How you feeling?
I'm good. I don't know how that was a 47.
Yeah, even I thought that was going to be a 48.
Yeah, there was so many. There were so many things that happened, and I was still like 47 chasing the tippy, and I had a pretty good tippy, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that was great. I feel like there are those times where you like make a mistake early on in the run, and you're like, well, I'm not gonna just like crush it from here. Like, I need that time save. I need that extra time. But I feel like you just showed that sometimes it's worth it to keep going, because you came out with a great time in the end, Benji. That was very well done.
It's a tournament best, actually.
Is it?
I think so.
Probably.
Wow, that's cool, dude. And,
Aren't you the only one in the competition with the 47?
I
pretty
don't
sure
know
you
the
are.
answer to that question.
I don't think Callie has the 47, does he?
I don't know the answer, but I would believe that. I feel like a time like that in a tournament like this is not an easy ask. That's very well done. And there we go, Frostbite cleaning it up with the final 3 throws the second time. And you know, I think the second time may have been even a little bit better than the first. Frost, you didn't end up with the dub this time, but you put on a hell of a race, and it was a great performance, my friend. How you feeling?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that went pretty much how I expected to. Besides those throws, I didn't really expect that, but that's fine. I didn't expect to win, and he beat my PB by almost a minute. So you know what? Nothing you can do. I'll take it.
Very fair, very fair. And I will say, I think it is worth noting, early on, I feel like there were like a little bit of like very, very small mistakes. Like Benji had a little bonk on Island Hop. Y'all kind of like had different routes for the first few moments there. But it was all really kind of tight together, even going downstairs. I feel like there was that really quick CCM death, Frost, on wall kicks. But besides that, you were in it. How are you feeling at that point?
I was feeling good. Like, most of the nerves are there, like before Island Hop, or not Island Hop, Lactus Skip, Bomb Clip, and then like the beginning of Womps, and then after that they usually go away. And I was playing pretty well. Like, my beginning was solid for sure. I think I still got a sub 10 Dark Roll, Womps 9, which isn't bad for me. Then obviously, wall kicks happened, and then after that, like, it was mainly just really big mistakes. Like, nothing, like, I wasn't making small movement errors. It was just like really big mistakes that couldn't really do anything about, I feel like, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'll say it, but keeping pace with Benji when he gets a time like that, I feel like you have got a PB in your very near future, my friend, and I think it could even be a big one. So very well
Thank
done,
you.
my dude, and keep it up. You're holding it down.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to point out with Frost, like, you went into Bowser in the Sky with a what was your best possible time there? Like low 50,
Something like that. I'm not sure exactly.
and that was with the shenanigans in Fire Sea,
Yeah. Yeah.
which really says a lot because you played pretty well for the most part. But yeah, there were those mistakes like the death in CCM, the fall in Fire Sea, and the mishaps near the end of it trying to actually get the star. And just, yeah, upstairs overall. Like, yeah, that PB is coming for both of you. Benji's going to get record. Frost, you're going to get a 47. It's all happening. And everyone, you got to go and see their streams and watch them do it. Because
Indeed.
those emotions are only ever going to be captured once, and you got to be there to see those emotions and those times come out, because once they're done, they're done. You don't get to see that live ever again.
Now, I do want to I do want to make note here. We do have, I mean, it's the S division. Like, this is the cream of the crop. So we are going to be seeing Frost, I believe, up against Horror coming up. Frost, how are you feeling about that matchup?
I think that's a good race. We have pretty similar PBs, I think. So, you know, if I actually practice, you know, that could be a good one. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I love it. And Benji, I gotta ask you, you are going to be facing the winner of Scythamur versus Zine. How is there anyone you would prefer to race? How are you feeling heading towards such a legendary showdown?
I definitely prefer Zine.
I told you. I said he's gonna want to race Zine.
He's a good guy, yeah. He's a good friend.
I have to ask, would it be possible if you end up racing Zine? Would it be possible to do your race in the same room as each other?
Unfortunately not.
Ah, it would be cool though. It would be cool.
I don't know if you were listening, but I just
I was
thought
listening
the idea of
with
that
Denner.
would be amazing.
And then we said maybe y'all could do like the wrestling version where you can physically prevent each other from doing Mario in person. That would be sick.
I'd love to see Luna versus Dowski for that.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Well,
you ever seen Delsky's N64?
No.
Oh god, no.
Oh god, yeah,
Like
this is terrible.
2/3 of the case is like missing.
Incredible. I think that is going to be it for us. Frost, anything you want to shout out? Anyone you want to, anything you want to do before we go?
Not really. I just want to say, you know, Benji never finished the race time room, so I guess I did win.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true, actually. That's very
forgot.
true, yeah.
I
Benji, I'm
forgot
sorry,
this
you're in the
thing.
losers bracket.
And Benji, I'll ask you the same. Anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we conclude here this evening?
Thank you for this race. GG to Frostbite. Shout out to CZG. Doing good job all the time. And I'm really happy to be here. Looking forward for the next races.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's what I'm talking about. So if you can hear my voice right now, chat, make sure you drop the follow. We have much more tournament to go. Many insane, crazy, super cool races coming your way. That will conclude it. For us this evening. And as always, y'all hold it down and have a good time. Thank you for chilling with us. We will see you in the future. GG.
GG's, guys.
GG, Benji. Appreciate
GGs.
you racing, man.